Ahoy!
It's on! It's on!
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the November 1st edition of Dig a Little Deeper, the show in which we take an attraction and dig a little deeper into it. This week, our attraction, as chosen by the person in the upper right, will be Spaceship Earth. How about that, Shelley?
Yay! I'm so excited.
So, doing this panel will be myself, Doobie Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, my wife, Rebecca, also co-founder of Laughing Place, the one and only Shelley of On the Go at MCO.
Hey, Ray.
And the one and only, thank goodness, Jeremiah, also of Laughing Place.
Not sure what that means.
Before we begin, we'd always like to remind you, do us a big favor. Like the stream for us. That is so nice. It helps us so much. So like the stream. Also, make sure you subscribe to us, however you're watching us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We'd also like to remind you that we are live. Like, let me prove it. See?
No, here's how you prove it.
402. Oh, that's even
You
better.
put this up there.
Yeah, see, that comment was just made on
702.
YouTube. See? We are live and bi-coastal. So, if you want to participate in this, if you have comments about Spaceship Earth, if you have questions about Spaceship Earth, if you have anything you'd like to see Jeremiah do next time he's at Spaceship Earth, please put it in the comments. As always, we will do our best to accommodate. So I think that's all the formalities out the way.
Mm-hmm.
With that, let's get started with Spaceship Earth, an original attraction at Walt Disney World, and not only an attraction but an icon. I think it's interesting that most Disney icons are attractions as well, to varying degrees. I don't think anyone thinks of the Sleeping Beauty walkthrough as anything special, but Spaceship Earth is as much an fine, Jeremiah.
Everybody's like, I object.
But Spaceship Earth, I'm not sure which is more important, the attraction itself or the icon. So, but Shelley, this was your choice. So let me let you get started today. What is it that you cannot wait to tell our 3,000 viewers about Spaceship Earth?
So Spaceship Earth is my absolute favorite attraction because it is the time that I always had with my family. We would always ride it. The first ride we would do when we went into EPCOT, and the last ride we would do before we would leave. And I just remember for the first time I rode it was in 1986. And I had my little Fisher-Price camera with me, and I rode it, and I got so excited about it that I made my family ride it again so I could take pictures. And I had to get my dad to try to change the film in the middle of the ride because I took pictures of everything.
Okay.
And we came off, and I asked all sorts of questions and did all sorts of stuff, and it's just always been a really special ride to me.
That's cool. So Spaceship Earth, perhaps like no other attraction, embodies the essence of EPCOT, which is education and innovation and entertainment, but also aspiration, future, future, you know, a better world, fantastic Spaceship Earth. And I just learned today that the term itself comes from, I should have wrote his first name too. I messed up. A futurist, Buckminster is his last name, and I forgot to write his first name.
Here, I'll look it up while you chit-chat.
But he popularized the term. He was a futurist. He's many things, but among other things, he wrote books and on being a futurist and came up with that term. So it's not a term Disney invented. But Ray Bradbury, who was another very, very well-known futurist, had a lot to do with Spaceship Earth.
Oh, you're talking about Buckminster Fuller.
Oh, so I did get his first name. I didn't get his last name.
Buckminster Fuller.
What do my parents do?
Buckminster
You know what?
Fuller.
You look
His
like a
first name
Buckminster to
his
me.
first name was Richard.
Oh,
It's quite a name, right? Buckminster.
He's known as Buckminster Fuller, but his first name
Sally Tommy Buckminster. That's how it. So Jeremiah, you're our resident historian. You want to talk a little bit about Ray Bradbury's influence on this attraction?
No, I'd like to talk about Bray Bradbury, though. He sounds pretty interesting. Ray
now you've got him doing it.
Ray Bradbury when Epcot was being created way back in the 70s, because Walt Disney talked about Epcot, and then he passed away sadly before anything could really be done. And his brother Roy O. Disney passed away before he could do anything with Epcot. Epcot Center. Well, it was Epcot at the time. And this is one of those stories that I actually heard from Marty Sklar, which is one of my favorites, of how the reason that Epcot Center came to be was because fans kept asking and writing letters and constantly going, what's going on with Epcot? What's happening with Epcot? What's happening at Epcot? And Marty and Card Walker at the time kind of said, okay, let's just come up with a theme park and call it Epcot Center. And it wasn't like, this is a grand plan. It was, we need to just appease our, 300 viewers at the time. So they went forward with it. There were two different plans. There was the Future World plan, and then there was the World Showcase plan. The Future World was a World's Fair. The Showcase was another World's Fair, but a different version. And then finally, Marty and another Imagineer put the two models together and said, look, Epcot Center. Of course, the icon Spaceship Earth wasn't originally supposed to be a geodesic sphere. It was supposed to be a dome inspired by a...
Doobie's cracking up at your spear instead of sphere. So he's envisioning
sphere.
Spear. Yeah.
Geodesic sphere. Is that better for you, Doobie? It was supposed to be just a dome, like an observatory.
Mm-hmm.
Then they decided to go, hey, let's make it into this. But Ray Bradbury's influence was, let's make it into a geodesic sphere.
Right?
Ray Bradbury's influence, he was brought in to help create the story, because he was a futurist, of what we should be looking forward into. And some of his input also went, the best way to look forward is to look into the past. And that's why we always started in the distant past, where people couldn't communicate and they fought giant woolly mammoth, and then they wrote on cave walls, and then papyrus was created, and so came taxes. But yes, Ray Bradbury is one of the founding fathers of Spaceship Earth, and the story that, while it's evolved over the years, is still essentially what it was in 1982 in many ways.
I think it's interesting that Ray Bradbury not only was a great author and futurist, but he was quite the dapper dresser for the early 80s time period.
So dapper.
Turtlenecks, man.
Very dynamic color scheme that he's got going on there.
So I learned that there are 11,324.
Yeah, no, you wrote it down.
Allocubond tiles, Jeremiah? Spear?
Spear, yes.
Allocubond tiles.
Alucobond.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's actually 952 triangles 54. That were put on. No, 54. Sorry, yeah. 54 triangles that were put on that make the 11,324 triangles. That's like my favorite thing. Sorry.
Thank you. No. Do you know how much Spaceship Earth weighs? Is estimated to weigh?
15.6.
Oh,
15.6 pounds?
No, million.
No, ton.
She's right.
No, she said ton. She meant to say million.
Pounds, sorry.
No,
yeah.
Pounds, sorry.
No. Yeah, he has it written down as estimated at 16. So
wow, this really is refreshing.
You're right on top of it.
What is the only place colder than the Arctic during midwinter?
The top of Spaceship Earth.
Underneath Spaceship Earth when it's windy.
Doobie has this thing about Spaceship Earth and how when you're underneath Spaceship Earth, no matter what the weather seems to be, it is ridiculously cold.
There's a windstorm under there.
The wind tunnel effect is beautiful during those hot summer days.
Mm-hmm. But not if you're wearing a dress.
No.
I completely agree.
Hey, Jeremiah, I saw your Facebook this week.
Oh, my.
All right.
one of the things for me though is that Spaceship Earth in so many ways is like, I don't know, it's why Disney is so iconic, why Imagineering is so cherished. It's storytelling, and I feel like that attraction is like the history of storytelling.
Yes, storytelling about the history of storytelling.
And so it's one of those amazing experiences in that while you're on the attraction, you're seeing the history of communication, pretty much, and yet it's shows you all these different ways to tell the story, right? It's not purely the written word.
No, in fact, it should end with a theme park ride as a way of telling a story.
But you just did one.
Well, it's meta anyway.
Yeah.
So they're essentially
like layer upon layer upon layer.
Jeremiah, Shelley, correct me if I'm wrong. There's essentially been 4 versions of this ride: Vic Perrin, Walter Cronkite, Jeremy Irons, and Dame Judy Bench.
Correct. And you will have people fight you tooth and nail about Vic Perrin, because that one was, for the longest time, nobody knew. And there was somebody else that everybody claimed it was. Again, I was lucky enough to actually talk to Marty at one point, and he told me a story about when Vic Perrin came in and did the recording, and how Marty wasn't a fan of Vic Perrin. He used some choice words to describe the man in the recording session.
Did you get to experience the original Spaceship Earth, Jeremiah?
No, I actually didn't even get to experience Walter Cronkite.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fascinating.
I didn't make it till Jeremy Irons.
So here's Vic Perrin for people who don't know him, like myself. There he is. He was I assume it's the same Vic Perrin. He was an American radio, film, and television actor.
Yes.
And interesting. Known for providing the control voice in the original version of Outer Limits. Do not adjust your horizontal. Do not adjust your vertical.
The signpost you are passing. Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
I listened to Walter Cronkite's before we did the show today. I listened. It wasn't as great as I expected it to be.
Vic's wasn't either. Like, they're both very dry. Walter's was amazing.
Very monotone.
Walter Cronkite, but it is just, 2 voice actors reading a very kind of dull story. It wasn't until Jeremy Irons came in and they started doing more updates that the story transformed from, your grandfather reading you a bedtime story to you're watching or learning something from somebody you want to pay attention to.
It was with the Walter Cronkite one though, that the Tomorrow's Child.
Yes.
Okay.
So the ride opened in '82 with Vic Perrin, sponsored by Bell. In '86, it was changed to Walter Cronkite. By then, AT&T was the sponsor.
No, I was just trying to get you from stopping this habit that you're.
What am I doing?
You're messing around. Just do what you're doing over there. He's fidgeting with his fingers and it kept like bumping me and stuff. Sorry. I was trying to handle it discreetly.
Tomorrow, so in '86, in addition to switching to Walter Cronkite, that introduced us to one of the best songs in the history of a lot of great Epcot songs. And in case you're not familiar with it, I'll do it for you. Tomorrow's Child. So that's the one. Sing it, Jeremiah. You know more words than I do. I know 2.
Seriously?
No, I'm not singing. Shelley went on it first with Walter Cronkite, so she should know all of it, including the lost lyric that doesn't appear in anything.
It's like the third verse, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not the same as the first or the second.
The song has 3 verses.
Okay.
And it's been on, the theme park albums and whatnot, but the third verse could only be heard when you were on the attraction. They didn't share that in other ways, right? I'm getting this right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because this is kind of before I knew much about Florida, because I was growing up in California. I wasn't as familiar with what was happening over on that coast, but
Ken is singing it for us. Thanks, Ken.
Oh, thanks, Ken.
Tomorrow, sharing something.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me sing it.
That has never ever stopped me.
It's talking about building a world to inspire and things.
Who wrote it? And I see you have it there. Who wrote Tomorrow's Show? Bob Moline?
No, it wasn't a Moline song. It was written by Ron Obadia and Peter Stugard. That's how I would read those names.
And sung by Stevens.
The Moline, it was the early stuff. This came after the classic.
Bob was kind of the opening era.
Let's listen to The Land We All Love.
Yeah, that era.
Okay. So 86, Walter Cronkite came in, and of course they made changes to the attraction, but as you said, Jeremiah, the changes weren't that major. It was still essentially the same attraction.
Oh, except it was sponsored by AT&T instead of Bell.
Well, that was
such a big difference.
You know why they had to do that? Because the Bells got broken up in the interim.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, I didn't even mention that because it is still the same.
It is. The same company, new name in essence.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, the post show back then was something called Earth Station. Are you familiar with what that was, Jeremiah or Shelley?
Shelley.
So Earth Station was just a small part of it. So when you would walk out, they would have they had the monitors up the top, and it would show things from all around EPCOT. And the World Key was right there. But Earth Station, Jeremiah, that was over to the right, wasn't it?
No, the entire where you got off was Earth Station.
Oh, okay.
It was.
For some reason, I thought there was something over to the right.
No, that was. There wasn't really a post show. That was the guest relations.
Oh yeah, the guest relations little kiosks were there like eventually, but it was just like the row of seats, and then you would hear the music from the attractions and see like little commercials for the other attractions throughout EPCOT.
So it's kind of like an information center.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody went to EPCOT later, I mean, I experienced, I think, up to 98, 99, they had the World Key stations around the World Showcase. Like I can remember going to what is now the Glass, the Arribas Brothers booth out in Germany had the World Key station. I could walk up and push a button and talk to a live person via camera. and
someday
we could make reservations for different dining locations, and they moved all the World Key booths, the camera booths, to the side of guest relations, and those were there up until just 9 months ago or so when they started the construction. They weren't active, but they tore that area down.
Oh, interesting.
I neglected to show these, and they're beautiful, so I did want to show them real quick. You guys can continue to talk while I do, but so Spaceship Earth, I mean, EPCOT construction was chronicled very well. These pictures are actually from retrowww.com, and it's just so cool to see this thing being constructed.
Lots of websites. There's several websites out there that have kind of focused on the classic history of the Disney theme parks, and Retro WDW's among them.
Yes.
So, Doobie, is that an oil rig that holds up Spaceship Earth?
Is it, Jeremiah? Is that what we're looking at there?
No, that's he is remarking on the Tree of Life infrastructure.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Since that's usually your joke when I'm walking EPCOT.
Yeah.
I love this. Go for it, Jeremiah.
Were you about to talk about how that came about?
No, please go ahead.
I hate that I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure it was John Hinch that they came up to and said, well, how are we going to make a ride through a geodesic sphere? And he pretty much sketched it all out on a napkin. Like that was the entire concept for Spaceship Earth. The ride through was, there you go. That's how you do it. And I'm 99% sure it was John Hinch.
John Hinch, the genius. What was a genius? That's for sure.
Yes.
So it actually goes up quite high, more than, if this is accurate, more than halfway up the thingy, the golf ball.
Oh, and this is where some stories I was sharing before the event, before we were live, might fit in, because I went to a surveyors convention a long time ago, and they were talking about their role in the history of Disney theme parks, and among them are moments like this where they would survey, because this was prior to incredibly frequent use of things like AutoCAD and those types of programs. And so they would go and they would survey these attractions, so that if they needed to make changes, they had like all these very specific points so that they knew exactly how everything all fit together. Because, you know, a very different process back then as opposed to now. You had to have all these information points that you established, and then based on that, you would triangulate and figure things out. They were using all kinds of jargon I didn't get, but I enjoyed the pictures and the overall message of how complicated it was to plan things. But it was super cool, and this was among the attractions that they spoke a lot about in that, like I say, when there was need to make a change to a scene or a thing like that, you know, they relied on the data points of information that were coming from that team within Disney.
Very good question for you. Our surveyors convention, are they pretty crazy events?
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
Pretty well.
I think the thing that always hits me when we look at like the construction photos of Spaceship Earth is how it's all built off of that platform. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, you don't really think about it when you're looking at it, but like everything is based right there off that little platform right there, and the bottom was built out from underneath it. And I think they said they had to drive the legs 125 feet into the ground.
125 feet in Florida?
Yeah, or something ridiculous like that. So, I mean, it was pretty crazy.
Floating.
I know, right?
All right, so. I've done this before. Here we go. Okay. So that was 1994. Walter Cronkite. That's the one all our parents remember. But I'm sorry, 1986. In 1994 came what I think we will start calling Spaceship Earth the modern era. So they got rid of the home computer, the office computer, the network operation center, the space station scenes. They put in some new scenes. Earth Station closed. It was replaced with the global neighborhood. And then came the narration by Scar, if I'm not mistaken, was his name. Jeremy Irons of that movie. Never mind, down there.
Shelley, you're right. It was 150, 160 feet of depth.
Wow.
They had to build a second layer at the Magic Kingdom just to be able to have it.
Amazing, huh?
I wonder if it had to go from water down to below water level.
They built. So in China, they built this anchor, and then they just drove it right through the earth, and it's anchored into China.
Oh, thank you, Jeremiah, for your geographic wisdom.
I enjoyed Doobie's face of like, really? Oh wait, no.
The dumbest thing.
So funny. Look, just a minute ago, Jeremiah just threw it all away.
Jeremiah knows squat.
Okay, so
really, I do.
So 1994, Jeremy Irons and the Global Neighborhood replaced Earth Station.
Oh no, I was just going to talk about other things, but go ahead.
No. So Global Neighborhood. So that's not there anymore. So what do you got? We have pictures?
I gave you pictures.
Okay. Go ahead and talk, Jeremiah. Tell us about the Global Neighborhood.
It was global, and it was the neighborhood.
Was it a beautiful day?
I can honestly say that my memory of the global neighborhood is probably less than what you're going to show me on this picture. Because when I went to EPCOT for the first time in '96, like I did Spaceship Earth, and I did Spaceship Earth throughout the years, but global neighborhood to me was never anything I stopped at. I can remember getting off the attraction and going out the door and usually running to the living seas. So I'm interested to see these pictures, see if it jogs my memory.
Yep, I think my pictures are all Project Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it the one where you would ride the AT&T network in the barrel, like the circle that would go from like side to side and stuff?
I thought I'd pulled up some pics of that. But
talk about it, Shelley.
Well, it had a couple. There was the global neighborhood, and that was kind of sparse in the beginning because they still had the world key in the back, but then they added, as things went on, there were little things they added, like you could ride the AT&T network. And the only thing it reminds me of is, you know, in Greece, before they go into the house, they have that barrel that goes like back and forth that they stand on. Like you would stand on a platform and the screen would be in front of you and you would like literally move like this. But if you were watching it from behind, it looked like a funhouse like tunnel because it literally just like seesaw back and forth.
Oh wow!
So
okay,
that's like the biggest thing I remember from.
I just found a picture of it. I'm trying to grab it.
We grabbed one from the website Main Street Gazette. The Main Street Gazette.
The Fiber Optic Information Superhighway. That looks more fun than a surveyor's convention, frankly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just remember walking by going, I would fall off. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, it moved. Like, it was not like, it wasn't shy about moving.
They also had things where it was like you would have what they called a fantasy background, so it would sound like you were calling from someplace else. It would have I'm trying to remember about it. Oh no, it's not there. It's gone now. But there you go.
Hang on. I found this great site that has some information about it. Let me scroll to it so I can read exactly what it says.
All right. You're gonna research on the fly. Kim says as advertisements when it was entertaining.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask for.
It was a lot of stuff that we do now via our cell phones, but back then was super cool. Things like voice command interaction with stuff, and things like changing your backgrounds, adding yourself to scenes where you're not. That kind of fun.
And of course, Alice, because that was a part of it.
There you go, the interactive Wonderland.
So the global neighborhood looked a lot closer to the Project Tomorrow exhibit that we see today at the end of Spaceship Earth. It featured a lot of fun activities like the one above where you could stand in a simulator that would take you on a ride through the AT&T network. With AT&T's sponsor, Spaceship Earth Communications theme was even more relevant, and it was awesome that the theme was continued for even longer than the attraction. That is from, hang on, let me read this website. Laughing Place.
I got rid of them.
Sounds like a solid website. I should probably check it out.
Thanks, Cole.
Cole to the rescue.
Cole comes in clutch.
It's not an extinct attraction.
That's very cool.
Hang on, let me share a screen really quick.
Oh, that was brilliant, Jeremiah.
Excellent, Jeremiah. Yeah. So our Cole over here at Laughing Place, he does a great job of bringing to our webpage the attractions or experiences that are no longer found in Disney parks, and among them is this global neighborhood that we've been trying to recall. So thank you, Cole.
Thank you, Cole.
That out.
So in short,
Cole's not short. He's actually pretty tall.
Very memorable the neighborhood. The 1984 also brought us a score by Ido Ridadi. So,
you know what else that I think is it the Jeremy Irons? No, it's Judi Dench's narration. Are we moving on to her yet?
Judy's next.
Okay, well, let me know when we get there.
Stupid Judy.
I stumbled on a controversy. I had no idea that there's a controversy brewing within Spaceship Earth.
So in 1997, 98, really, I guess they started previews in late 97 up and officially 98.
First day of previews, I was there.
I would hope so. Were you working for us by then?
No, that was 97. I was just random.
The 90s were like 3 years ago, weren't they? We got
married in 98.
What?
I know it's 97. I always mess it up.
Wait. No, Judi Dench wasn't 97. Judi Dench was 07.
Did I type something wrong?
You said 97. I'm like 97. No, 07.
Right. Correct. 2007, 2008.
That's what I've been trying.
Well, I would hope you were there. You were working for us by then.
Not yet.
All right. Dame Judi Dench of Notes on a Scandal became the narrator in 2007, and I think the most memorable change was the ending of the ride. But your turn, Jeremiah. You said you're not
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Your turn, Rebecca. You know what confuses me is every time at the end when I say I love you, honey, and then he goes, I love you too.
So now, okay, I see.
That's getting really weird.
So in prepping for this episode, I was looking around and I found, one of the things that people most remember about Spaceship Earth, I think, is the fragrance of burning, right? There's this scene.
It tastes like burning.
Things are on fire. There's this smell. To me, it reminds me of the greatest, like, smokehouses or a barbecue joint. It's like that amazing thing. But I realized I one of the homemade Etsy versions of this scent, you can buy it, as a candle, described it as the Library of Alexandria burning. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. No. It's Rome burning, right?
That's what I always assume.
Famous burning in Rome. But apparently, in recent memory, when they've made changes to the attraction, the script has changed, and so it now references the famous burning of the Library of Alexandria. And so apparently, there are some who hold that while that is referenced, clearly the visuals are Rome, and there are others who feel that we are experiencing the Library of
Can we take a quick poll here?
Alexandria. No, it's Rome.
All in favor of Rome?
See, Rome, yeah.
All in favor of Alexandria?
Yeah.
4-1.
It was a fact. I didn't realize that it was a thing. I know. Yeah, Juby counts himself twice. He's a little split up.
By the way, Judi Dench, I felt we should show a picture of her.
This will be interesting.
Oh, okay. There you go. Her most famous role,
Artemis Fowl.
Yes, that's her. In Artemis Fowl.
That's her Disney credit.
Yeah. That was it. I enjoyed that movie more than I expected.
You saw that?
Yes. Oh. Yes, I did.
Wow. Is it related to Art of Animals?
No.
Artemis Fowl?
No.
All right. Moving on. So that's the version we have to this day, except in May, it closed to make way for yet another change, right, Jeremiah?
Yes. No. That
Tony? Yes, no. Okay.
No, it did not. At last year's D23 Expo, when the future of EPCOT was announced with all the new neighborhoods and the expansions, it was announced that Spaceship Earth was going to close for a major refurbishment. And then kind of when the next park blog, very nice, Doobie. When the next park blog announcement came of it, they kind of said they downgraded it from the major enhancements to, we're just going to put sparkly lights that tell the story of history and how people come together. And then in May, wait, the parks weren't open in May. Nothing happened in May, Doobie.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
That's when it was gonna happen. So instead, the current version is still the current version. And I think the big change in addition to Judi Dench for the current version was the ending, which I think there's some polarization on. So this is the ending where you get to, it becomes interactive. You get asked a bunch of questions. We haven't asked your opinion yet, Jeremiah. So you get asked a bunch of questions. Do you like home or work? Where do you like to vacation? Stuff like that. Wow, we were thorough back then when we did these articles.
I know it's like.
Also, you got the beginning and the end going on with this.
And then they create and they take your picture early on, which is not evident.
Hold on. Go back. Go back.
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
That's they share with you data while it's generating your.
Nope, not anymore.
Really?
No, okay, it just kind of like goes.
This would have been like from day one because we were, working.
While we were there, it was sharing with us information.
I'm glad both Shelley and I are like, wait, Amelia Earhart.
Well,
what are they doing with the AT-AT there?
We also
Yeah. Also, the picture taking wasn't working here.
Yeah. Also, there was no there. Yeah.
So yeah.
No.
So in the real attraction as it is now, they take your picture in the beginning, and then at the end, they replace these faces with your picture sometimes. So they create an on-the-fly video showing you and your potential future. And it's sort of amazing, don't you think? And I can't imagine anyone not loving it.
No, I don't like it.
So among us four here, is there anyone of us that is not a huge fan of the current way the attraction ends?
The way the attraction used to end was amazing with the idea of the way we can communicate, how the world was getting smaller through the way communication was working. You had the video chatting going on. You had the because like what, the girl was graduating and like her family in Japan couldn't be there, but it was so like cool. They were there.
It was so
amazing. And there was like that one kid that was like weird in the capsule that was like away from everybody.
But it did such a beautiful job of kind of, illustrating in essence what I'm doing now, because my family lives in Florida and I'm here in California. And I mean, seriously, what we've done is we have, a portal. And when they have a big
do you get to step through it?
Yeah. They would just set it up in the living room, and pretty much they would just be doing whatever they're having their big dinner party. And we're just kind of there virtually periodically chiming in and, joining along in the fun. So,
This is one of those scenes from LostEpcot.com, as you can tell. And it's so memorable.
Yeah. I believe that was like learning a language from the native speaker via distance.
I believe it was called Outschool, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah. So very, very, very neat. And I felt it was more, visionary, more inspirational. I left with a different energy when I got off the attraction than the current one. The current one is more, I don't know if it's because of the animation style itself, but it felt a little bit retro.
I feel like, and I know this is going to be a controversial statement, but sometimes Disney, in an effort to be interactive, goes too far.
Okay.
Well, I think one of the things is in 2007, that was very interactive. That was, as they say as Dame Judi Dench says, we've found a little, some of our own little magic, and we can do this.
So along with Dame Judi,
exactly,
Dame Judi, along with Judi Dench, came a new boat show. If you tell me if you heard this before, this one was legit. Project Tomorrow. Shelley, how awesome was it?
It was really fun. I know we would wait a long time to do the to make the electricity game go, where you would essentially play like air hockey on the floor with the little pucks and make all like the things connect. And they had the 3D. I mean, it had something for everyone, and the lines really did get kind of long, but to me, it was worth it. You were in the air conditioning. You just got off a ride. It was a good place to kind of connect Power City. That was it. Oh, I loved playing that one. You had to move the resources around and do all sorts of fun stuff.
I despise stuff like this.
But I love it. It was fun.
You like that Mission Space game?
I loved that Mission Space game. I would sit and play that for a very long time, and then I would go home and play it more.
You have any wonderful Project Tomorrow memories, Jeremiah?
Yes, it was amazing at Innoventions in Disneyland. Because they literally brought everything that was Project Tomorrow to the second floor of Innoventions when they redid Innoventions, the second big go around, or was it even? It may have even been when Innoventions first opened. Doobie, if you could bring up the screen that I'm just shared, it's a great shot of Shelley and I.
Oh, there you go. Yes, it is. A fabulous shot of you.
It's a great shot of us.
Yeah, Shelley.
Oh, so cute.
Shelley, you've never looked better.
That's so
I'm telling you. I looked away for something. And I like how Jeremiah has like no eyes. Like,
yeah. It's creepy.
Yep.
So creepy.
So that kind of takes us to today in terms of the ride itself. And one of the interesting things I think about Spaceship Earth is, despite the fact that all the characters in there are nameless and very basic animatronics. Some of them are real people, like Steve Jobs and whatever. But
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg is in there. Yes, doing the full court press, if I'm not mistaken. Fresh off. Actually, that's not an animatronic. He has not worked since Tower of Terror movie, so he's just there the whole time trying to make a little.
Got to make a living. The Goot's got to make a living.
But we've grown attached to certain characters. You know, Michelangelo lying on his back, or the
Donatello.
My favorite was the dude who's like the scribe, and he's fully like.
Oh, by the way, Rebecca, hang on 1 second. If I would have done this 2 seconds earlier, it would have been like, oh, look how perfect this is.
Instead, wow, look how perfect this is.
With the hidden Mickey.
Yeah.
Cool. Where's the hidden Mickey?
See him copying the ink blot that's right above it.
Wow.
So what are some of your favorite scenes or characters in Spaceship Earth? I'll start here because I believe Shelley has a name for mine. What's her name?
I call her Fiolisa.
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 She is awesome. I like Fiolisa a lot. But my favorite scene, I think this is probably everyone's favorite scene, is when you're in Rome and the chariot guy comes and then he goes far away and he gets tiny.
Doobie.
Yeah.
Doobie. That was removed in the 07 enhancement.
I know, but I'm still claiming it as my favorite scene.
Did you ever get stuck there for like 20 minutes to hear him keep riding back and forth? I did.
Right, so it's not your favorite scene.
I actually loved that. Go to Shelley first. I'm trying to bring up my favorite scene.
Tony, by the way, is wondering why the guy looks a little like Jeremiah. So
did you sleep on?
Like he was partying with the survey makers.
Mm-hmm. The Gootness had a party.
Shelley.
My favorite is actually the cave scene. I just like how everything is moving and the elephant, the mammoth animates on the wall, and they're all just like looking and listening around the fire. That's my favorite.
It's weird. Every time I go to that scene, I go, did they just add that? Yeah. And then I just saw like the first version of that this morning, and it's been there like since day one.
Did you notice in all the videos that amazing fountain in front of it, Doobie?
Shut up, Jeremiah. Shut up, Jeremiah. Do you have a scene that you like?
Yes, hang on, I'm bringing it up right now. Things that I will never forget.
Like
nope, that's not it.
Jesse Owens making his. I don't know. Is that Jesse Owens or is that Bob Beeman? I'm not.
No,
sure.
It was Jesse Owens. It was those Olympics that were highlighted on the screen.
32. WDI radio.
I think it's Walt Winchell, right? No, I mean, like a Walt Winchell type, kind of doing radio.
Watching television with Walter Cronkite?
Yes, and that's the landing on the moon. Also, that scene has some unique things. Behind the couch, actually, hang on, I know that I have a photo of that. If you want to share, my favorite scene is right there.
I don't know.
The Sistine. Why is that?
Are you sharing, Jeremiah?
I am. Hang on. Let me.
Okay.
See what happens when we have so much going on that we just. There it is.
Oh, see, Ken Pellman. He likes the newsy.
Oh yeah, that one's super cute. That whole printing one is really cool.
There you go. There's a good shot.
The painting of the Sistine Chapel.
That is a great one, and he actually moves, which is really cool.
The funny thing is, he's been a little disabled for the past few months, so his left arm is usually moving on the top, and his arm has been shut off, so it just looks like he's laying there looking up at his artwork.
Taking it easy.
It's worth
you.
Beautiful.
Here is that other shot that we were just talking about a little bit clearer. It's like having a new toy, being able to share my screen.
I know.
So much fun.
Jeremiah's learning how to share my screen.
Did you say what you loved?
No, I'm torn. There's a lot of different ones. Yeah, that's the one I like. So I figured Jeremiah was.
I feel like my favorite changes too.
I figured Jeremiah would put up the one I like, so I didn't want to step on him trying to find it.
Behind the couch, there's a mousetrap game that we all remember as a kid setting up and then activating and never really playing the game. And then to the left of the hi-fi system, they have a stack of records that cast members will actually go through and change which Disney record is in the front. Like when Mary Poppins Returns came out, they had the Mary Poppins soundtrack up there, and they'll just change to like whatever anniversary is something that's going on. So if you have that keen eye, you can pick that up.
Keen eye.
Very cool.
So anything else about the ride itself before we move on to the icon that is Spaceship Earth?
I always thought it was a nifty thing because of that rotation at the top. It was just so weird.
Oh,
because you reach the top and you realize you're at the top, and you can tell that you're actually in. It's not like, because I wasn't sure if we would actually be in it, because I grew up at you're at Disneyland, right? You are actually in the mansion, right?
No, yeah.
And so when we were riding, and then I look and whoa, hey, we actually are inside of the thing that they wanted me to believe I was going inside of. That was a moment for me as a West Coaster coming to the park, and so I always remember it when I'm there.
Is Donna right? Is it fair to call Donna? No, Gio. Is it fair to call this a roller coaster?
No, it is much more a dark ride or an omni mover. Which, if not for the 1964-65 World's Fair attraction, the Magic Skyway, we would not have Omnimover attractions.
Do we have very many Omnimover attractions that have such elevation shifts?
No, this one is the most advanced, and you can definitely tell that it hasn't been updated since probably the early 90s, because it has the click, 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 click. Like I know that I have a video up, a pretty recent video up of the attraction, but the sound is there, but you almost hear the more as you go through it.
What was that sound again?
No.
You can tell when it needs to like be oiled or something, because then you like get a little bit of a bounce every so often.
I love that.
What do you rank this among Future World attractions? This is clearly the best of the future attractions, right? Current of the class. I mean, both the current and like classics, if you include Horizons, World of Motion, stuff like that.
Oh,
well,
I love World of Motion.
Really? You can go to California and see all the characters. Anybody want to give some ranking for it?
No, I think it's one of the premier. I think it's one of the premier attractions, simply because of the amount of animatronics featured in it. Amazing. The fact it's an omnimover, so it's not terribly weight. The weight can be tolerable most of the time. You're in the structure itself, which is always a joy as a fan to be hearing. One of the changes in our experience as frequent theme park guests is that you remember when people used to carry the walkie-talkies to communicate with each other? Now everybody texts, but back in the day, people would carry like little walkie-talkies so that they could communicate with parts of the family. And at EPCOT was where I noticed them more than any other park. And one of my favorite memories is this family sitting. It seemed like the adults of the family were saving a spot for illuminations, and the children of the family were, touching base. And I could just remember the conversation. They were trying to find each other. No, you gotta look at the golf ball. Once you look at the golf ball, then you head, and just the yelling into the walkie-talkie about the golf ball is seared into my brain, and it's one of those, I don't know. I missed kind of overhearing more of that, because so much of it now happens in text. You don't get quite as much fun overhearing how people use landmarks to communicate with other members of their family and such. But
when we get off there, I can hook you up with a device where you can get the text too.
No, it's creepy.
I think I'm going to put Spaceship Earth third, only to Soarin' and Test Track. Far better than Horizons, maybe behind Living with the Land.
I like it more than Test Track.
I gotta go.
Soarin'?
Wait,
Soarin'?
Soarin'?
Soarin' is Circle Vision with Tinker Toys.
Oh,
wow.
No. Soarin' is the second best attraction Disney has created this millennium.
Seriously.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Right after Rise.
Right after Rise.
It goes Rise and then Soarin'.
Well, it's more like Rise and then Soarin', but yes.
Rise.
Soarin'. Yes. Tony, back me up here.
No, I don't.
I don't
Really? That's where you go? You want Tony to back you up for this?
I don't think that's
Like,
gonna
I
happen.
didn't even know that was controversial. I thought Soarin' was thought by everyone as this amazing, incredible attraction.
It's a good attraction, but I don't know that I would quite put it that high.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. For me, Spaceship Earth,
Thank
For
you,
me,
Tony. Director said.
it's just its own thing. Like, I don't think it's better than anything else. It's just Spaceship Earth, and I'm going to ride it. Like, right before we knew the parks were closing, Jeremiah and I were at EPCOT, and that was the last park that I was gonna go to. And I did that on purpose because I wanted the last ride that I rode to be Spaceship Earth. And I knew that was the one I wanted to go out on.
And Shelley was very sad. Like, there were tears about her not being able to ride it again.
Yeah, I definitely cried. Like, I'm still like, but it was important to me that was my last ride, and that's a weird thing to, like, thinking back on that day, like thinking that I had to decide what my last ride was going to be before the parks closed for goodness knew how long, was just such a weird thought to me. Well, 2 weeks. Yeah, the 2 weeks that it was supposed to be closed. It was a weird thought to me, but it was an easy decision. I knew what park I had to go to, and I knew what ride it had to be.
Painful, Tony.
You're the one that wanted him to back you up.
You do give the music some credit, so I'll give you that. Cranium Command was a good one. I agree. As was Food Rocks. I never did Kitchen Cabaret.
I like those.
But Food Rocks was great. Happy Thanksgiving, Mike.
Happy Thanksgiving
to you. Now the Halloween is over. I know Disney just moved straight to Christmas, but
no. See, this is really making me think we do need to. I have this idea for us doing a tier program where we break out attractions into different tiers. So rather than just a strict like, what are your top 10 and what are your top 10, we all have to kind of somehow come to a consensus and place them into tiers. And I think it'd be fun.
It will be fun, and we will do it. As we transition from the ride to the icon, let's take a look at Jeremiah's beautiful picture of the icon. And I have one question for you guys before we get more in depth.
Where's the fountain?
And I just want to
I know exactly what he's about to ask.
I just need a one-word answer. Don't plead your case. Just answer my question. Shelley, go first. What color is Spaceship Earth?
Silver.
Jeremiah?
Silver.
Rebecca?
I also say silver.
3 wrongs and a white. How about that? Okay.
Doobie insists that the color of Spaceship Earth is white.
It is white.
He insists upon this.
It is absolutely white.
I don't know why.
Donna says silver. Wrong. I love you, Donna. Wrong.
See, I think he points to like this would be a representation of your point of view.
Hey, Doobie, does your wrongness keep you warm at night? Like, I just want to know.
Does my what?
wrongness.
Does your wrongness keep you warm at night? Does it give you a little extra cuddle?
Because that was so funny, I'll let you stay on the show.
See, he points to literature like this. See the test track.
It's white
magazine. I would point to this, the back of the new monorail book. But see, silver.
Seriously, the first time
I guess I have to go get the.
Go for it.
Okay.
The first time I heard someone tell me that it was silver, I mean, to me, it was just white. It wasn't even. It just is. You know, it is. Soarin' is an amazing attraction, and then someone called it silver, and I just laughed at them. I'm like trying to enlist people to laugh at them with me, and then I realized they're laughing at me. And yes, my wrongness keeps me warm at night. Thank you, Shelley.
But isn't
forgive all the dust.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. We'll look at the model first.
Forgive all the dust. This is on the top of our refrigerator usually, and I haven't dusted it lately. But
that's great.
See this? No. But we have a friend who, when they purchased this, they painted it white, and I thought they were crazy because I thought that this was an accurate representation. But Doobie celebrated them in their dedication to authenticity.
So, Doobie, how tall is Spaceship Earth?
I don't know. 147 feet.
180 feet. But you say Spaceship Earth is white.
Yes.
What if I said there is a spaceship, or there was supposed to be a spaceship, Space Station Earth, and it was gold?
I would say, tell me more, Jeremiah.
I could show you more, Doobie.
Oh, there it is. Sure is
right there in the parking lot of Disneyland is Space Station Earth, a 300-foot version of the Spaceship Earth attraction at EPCOT, but it never got created.
Westcott.
Ken Tellman certainly knows his Westcott. That is for sure.
Wow.
We should do a
I wonder how far down they would have had to have dug those piles to keep that safe in the earthquake.
That would have been Kingman, Australia, I think, would have gotten that.
That's where the anchor would be.
I think they kind of would have hooked. They would have done some curving and hooked them in together, and they would have pulled against each other and kept each other up.
And then Florida and California would have been like that.
Comments real quick, especially where I'm right. It's only gray due to the reflection and shadows. Thank you so much, Gio. Donna says the clouds.
It's only white because of the.
Shouldn't it be blue then?
We love our
reflection.
The sun glare in the photo is white. I'm usually with you, Doobie. Thank you very much.
No.
Ken says hi-ho silver. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And Tony says, what color does Doobie think it is at night? It's usually black at night, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you show Mike's comment real quick?
Mike Miller?
Yeah, Mike, you are right that there are some new rides at Walt Disney World, and we are very excited about Ratatouille. And if you want to keep up on what's happening at Walt Disney World, Jeremiah and others on our team walk and talk during the week. Mornings usually. So if you like and subscribe to this stream, you'll get notified when they're coming to you live from inside a Disney theme park. They're several times during the week.
Or Disney Springs, like I will be tomorrow at noon.
Are you at Disney Springs instead of Magic Kingdom Christmas?
He was there today with the Disney Christmas.
He wasn't live.
No, I wasn't live, but hey.
We'll have plenty of.
I don't believe it's a Star Wars resort. I believe it's the Galactic Star Cruiser that is coming.
Yes.
And we will see how the current timetable impacts any of that.
Yes, but it is still going, Disney. I said, now, I believe. Go ahead.
With the Millennium Celebration, the Spaceship Earth became like a focal point of a lot of the imagery and marketing. Like here you had it as the background with the Mickey hand and little child hand. On the let me see, what was the other? Oh, and then so what ended up? So this is when they did this, right?
The wand.
Added the wand. Do we have some we had some images of what that would look like from the side too. It was like this massive structure just kind of off to the side of Spaceship Earth. Doobie liked it.
I must admit I was quite a fan of the 2000.
Huge fan.
Who could not be a fan of that? That is beautiful.
2000.
Tony, to answer your question, this is what it looks like at night when it's done right.
It was a very it was it controversial when it happened, Shelley?
I would like to say it was. I mean, it's just it's not, I mean, it's like, for me, it's like Cinder Celebration when they put all that gold stuff and craziness all over the castle. Just let it be the castle. Just let it be Spaceship Earth. It doesn't need like a 250-foot wand.
But how can you sell merchandise if it's just a castle?
Don't be so cynical, Jeremiah.
I think is when some of these things, I think the concern was, would it go away, or when 2000 was over, would we then get something like this 2001?
By the way, they should have waited till 2001 because that's when the new millennium actually started.
Oh no! Now this debate's gonna happen.
I completely agree, Doobie.
But instead, when 2001 rolled around, they changed it to have this. Just in case you weren't sure where you were.
This I did not like as much, although I still liked it though. I didn't hate it by any stretch, but I would be perfectly happy. In all honesty, I would be perfectly happy if this was still over Spaceship Earth. I think it's really cool. And I don't like the hat at Hollywood Studios, so I'm not just a contrarian like some people who are watching our stream.
As long as you don't call him Tony or anything.
And as part of this, Disney's various marketing campaigns, the Spaceship Earth kind of took wing for a bit. So Jimmy's going to share a bit of that eventually.
Geo liked the wand, the hat, and would have loved it. Okay, you're going too far, Geo.
No, the castle cake. I didn't hate.
I like the castle cake.
I didn't hate the castle cake.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
See, but I think a lot of these enhancements have to do with, if it's something you love, you have a really, really strong opinion about it. If it's something that you're like, and it looks kind of cool, like, I think you're more apt to be like, yeah, this is cool, but like.
And I think for me, it falls into the category of, do I think it's going to stay this way for very long? But, and so the castle was one of those things where I was like, okay, well, it's not going to stay like that for beyond.
My problem, though, the castle cake essentially removes the castle. So, we go there all the time. There are people who get there.
I understand it from that
point
of view.
So it essentially removed the castle for a pink cake. That was a nice novelty, but really took away one of the icons of the park. This, on the other hand, only enhance the icons. If you just crop it a little bit, you have the normal Spaceship Earth. You can have it either way. So there's no reason not to like it.
Dewey, I just shared a picture that I think will bring warmth to your heart in so many ways.
Okay, let us count the ways Dewey loves this picture.
I like that lady's sweater with the dotted on it.
First of all, I like how it's
solid sweater.
Where you have the digital imprint of the date on it. That's rarely done anymore. It's called metadata now. He's got the lights of winter, the doves, and the 2000 with the wand.
Aww.
And the snowballs. The snowballs are right there.
And the Millennium pin trading location came.
Nothing's perfect, but this may be.
I liked it when all that shaded kind of.
When all the pin traders got put in one place.
No, with that shaded area, I liked it.
I like the area. I like the area. I'm just not a big fan of pin trading en masse. But Jeremiah is. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. The lights of winter. I can't believe all three of those things are gone.
Wow. Yeah.
All four of those things are gone.
Yeah, four.
Yes. Well, I think that sweater's gone too. So.
No, actually, I think that's back.
That's awesome.
Is Ray Bradbury in this picture?
Hey, look.
Yeah, you got in the right back there.
So Gio says he did not like the tombstones in front of the park. So
that's a whole other topic.
Oh, I was ambivalent on those. What did Tony say?
He says his favorite birthday present was 2007 when they took the wand down. He appreciated Disney commemorating his birth that way.
Wow. So seriously, none of you guys were fans of the wand? Any of the wands?
No, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like, oh, that's really exciting.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, no.
I'm wrong. So go on, Rebecca. You were saying.
Well, and so as part of the marketing, Spaceship Earth ended up taking flight over the U.S. So it launched, it had a few stops here and there throughout the nation. Among them was Orlando, where they were able to get this image. And then after the EPCOT change happened, then they also changed the ball and flew it again. So
I'm sad they never did a pink castle version of this.
Are you sure they did?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure they didn't.
Boy, I'm thrilled they did a pink castle version of this.
Yeah. But then they did. I think they realized with what was the Monstrous Summer event, one of the first was that one of the first times that we really saw projection mapping done?
It was,
because I was trying to remember if this was kind of before all.
It was right before, yeah.
So I don't want to give this away yet because we're digging deeper. Not everyone knows this. You guys out there think, what would be the perfect character to projection map onto Spaceship Earth? And in just a second, we're going to show you. But think in your head, the perfect character. Would it be Mickey Mouse? Would it be a different character? Which should be able to come to mind pretty easily, but nothing is.
The Cheshire Cat.
Would it be Sleeping Beauty, Jasmine, Snow White, Cinderella?
Nice.
Here we go. It would be Mike Wazowski. One eye. Nice going, Doobie. There we go.
Mike Wazowski. And he
and Sully was on it for a hot second.
Yeah, that was fun too. When Sully roared on it.
And he talked.
Yeah, it was like they turned Mike Wazowski. They turned Spaceship Earth into a giant Mike Wazowski head to tell all of us about the exciting adventures that were coming to the Walt Disney World Resort.
Monstrous Summer. April 24th, 2000.
Which, how many people remember anything of the Monstrous Summer?
The 24-hour party.
The 24-hour party. I'm trying to remember what else. That's all I remember.
While you think, Jeremiah, can you help Mike out? Do you happen to know the answer to this off the top of your head? How much it costs to build your own lightsaber?
$199.
At the big one in Galaxy's Edge, right?
Correct. It's Savi's workshop.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. We're here for you. Geo, yes, there was another great projection we're getting to, but first we're going to wait for Shelley to tell us all about Monstrous Summer.
I'm going to laugh because it was...
You'll be waiting a while. I don't remember anything. All I remember is that it was 24-hour day.
Was it New Fantasyland?
It was New Fantasyland.
It was New Fantasyland, 24-hour summer.
Splitsville.
Art of Animation, Splitsville.
Was a great year.
Was that, I can't remember if that's when Monsters Inc. opened or had it been around for a while.
The new test track 2.0.
They did wraps of the monorail for Monsters University. So it was fun. Yeah. And then apparently they offered scare you up wake up calls or scare you wake.
Yep.
They did like
what's that?
No, Mike and Sully wake you up.
The wake up calls. Yeah.
Keep watching. You'll learn that that's sometimes true.
We have fun. We try to bring a little bit of information with a lot of silliness.
So that was on April 25th, 2013 to kick off Monster Summer, and then December 5th, which is also Jeremiah.
No, Jeremiah's June 7th.
What's December 5th?
Oh, December 5th. You mean Walt Disney Day in America?
Yes, 2016, they decided to put another projection, maybe Walt Disney, to celebrate his birthday.
No.
Were you there, Jeremiah, in person?
I was there. I was trying to look up my pictures. I'm guessing that you have some of my pictures. Hey, look at that.
They transformed the Death Star into... I'm sorry, they transformed Spaceship Earth into a Death Star.
Are we sure? And then they blew it
so
twice.
Cool.
It was really cool.
And this was to let us know about what?
One of the sequels.
No, Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Thank you.
It was to pump us up and get us excited for Rogue One.
For the best Disney movie released, the best Star Wars movie released by Disney. Rogue One.
I love Rogue One so much.
It's a good one.
Wait.
Doobie likes it more. I have a hard time with it because I feel like it's like Titanic for me. I'm not gonna. I can't invest too much in these characters because my heart will be broken.
Alert! The thing just came out in 2016.
And before the movie even hit the screen, we knew that Rogue One.
I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm not going to spoil anything. Let's
Well,
just say
we didn't know exactly, but we had some inclination.
What didn't you know, Doobie?
No, don't ask. Really don't.
You didn't know everyone.
So with Spaceship Earth being used as a icon for events like this and whatnot, what are I'm trying to think, what are some other what else would you love to see them do?
Jerm, you had sent me a picture. Did you pull that back on purpose? Oh, Sparkles, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Sparkles.
It is a solid princess shirt.
Thank you. I thought it was kind of nice.
Oh, there's 5. There's 6. I missed 2 of them. All right, let's wait. I missed Belle and Ariel. There's like 3 classics and 3 moderns. Those moderns now are
I know, huh?
40 years old.
In-betweeners. Oh, nice picture from Jeremiah.
What's Jeremiah? Oh, yes, of course. It's beautiful. It is the wonderfully white Spaceship Earth with the wonderful wand on it and this fountain I'm not familiar with.
But you see where he comes up with his color description of Spaceship Earth. But the fountain is as I love the fountain. I know.
That is sad.
We don't expect any. They haven't given us any indication we're going to have a large water feature to entertain us, right?
No, I think it's pretty much a given that we're not going to have a large water feature. Sadly,
no.
You mean Moana?
Well, no, that was to be an interactive water area. We don't know what's going to happen with that, but none of the concept or artwork seemed to showcase a large, water fountain-esque type entertainment zone.
Those were so cool. They were like firework waters.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, my wife has had enough of me for one day.
The ending, yeah. Open that one, the icon one, because we haven't talked about this.
Oh, how could I forget this?
Because it's from that. So one of the things that cast members would often talk with what's the word, excitement or whatever, a part of their training could involve get this kind of moment. But I like seeing Mickey on top of Spaceship Earth, and this is a bucket list item for me. I don't know how you guys feel, but this is one of those where I hope someday somehow this is something that I am asked to do, because I think it would be an amazing moment.
Can I ask you a quick question? Are you content doing it on your own, or do you have to be in costume?
Oh, no. If they needed me to be in costume, I would do it costumed. But if I was just like, hey, Rebecca, go up there, take a picture. For no good reason. I just think it'd be fun.
I would love to do it. I am not sure I have the intestinal fortitude to do this.
Scares you, right?
It looks so slippery. Like one small step, and
you just get it
right. And I know they've made it so the drainage is perfect, and it's just going to drain me right out of there. So
like a drip of water.
I know. It's like here we go. He's just slowly. Maybe he'll get caught on one of the domes. Nope, he just slides right through. So no, that's a little frightening for me. I don't think so. Jeremiah?
Is standing atop Spaceship Earth a Disney family for you?
I would love to do that. That is one of those things that I've had friends that have been cast members at Spaceship Earth, and they've told me, oh yeah, that was one of our things, because Spaceship Earth is actually 2 geodesic spheres, and the walkway is in between it, and they had that hatch up top. Doobie, you don't actually stand on that. You have to hook on. It's like how they make sure that Tinkerbell is very secure before she flies down from the castle.
Are your feet on top of the dome or not?
Yes, but not the outer dome.
Not
Here
the outer.
Go, Doobie. There's something that you can make fun of me for a while.
Oh, dude, how nerdy is that?
Oh, that's adorable.
Did I take that picture?
I don't think so. I think that may have been somebody else.
Long time ago.
By the way, just to reiterate, if they asked me if I would do that, my answer would be. Oh no. But Shelley, what would your answer be?
Oh yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I actually think I would, but I'd be terrified.
I don't think you'd make it all the way. I think you would try.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm legitimately unsure if you could actually, when all is said and done, actually. Because I mean, do you recall our Wheel of Death ride at California Adventure?
Wheel of Death is a whole nother story.
We were in a stationary cab and we went once around.
Oh no, it's the one where you think you're gonna swing and like fly off the edge of
it. One time around, and then he's like, "No, please let me out of this, please. I beg of you."
In the words of the relative of our special guest yesterday on Disney Trivia Live, do or do not.
Oh, that's true.
There is no try.
Yeah. Can you pull up with the logo so that way people will recall like these moments? So yeah, he's so cute. Look
EPCOT Center.
He's so cute on top of Spaceship Earth.
By the way, Ken has a fabulous suggestion. It should become a Beverly fountain.
That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, Ken has been on top of the Matterhorn.
Oh, ooh. Okay, but he says that this is too scary.
It's 30 feet higher. But you know, the Matterhorn has
earthquakes.
The Matterhorn has places where you can grab on if you fall. This place is particularly designed for you just to slide all the way down to the bottom.
I'm sorry, I didn't take that into my account when I thought of my assessment.
Things you got to think about. Be special. Oh, Tony says, is that a spoiler? Did we know they are related? What's he referring to?
No, they're only related in that they're the same species, and we're all somehow related when we're of the same species. Yeah, that's it. That's all Doobie's. That's all Doobie's meaning by that.
I said species.
Nothing beyond that.
By the way, if you did not see
yesterday, he barely knows that.
If you did not see yesterday's edition of Disney Trivia Live with our special guest, the Baby Yoda, you have missed out. Have you seen the clip, Shelley?
I have not, sadly. I'm missing out.
It's on my personal Facebook page. I
missed so much trivia because I was laughing so hard.
It was very much fun. It was nice to get to know Baby Yoda better.
There are things about him from the moment we get to hear him speak for the first time, and from the moment he speaks, you realize he is not exactly what you thought he was.
He's a New Yorker.
It was a very, very fun Halloween edition of Disney Trivia Live.
I love that he didn't tell us it was coming either. It was
we didn't know. We didn't know that he had been able to get that big get.
So we have gone 75 minutes and it has flown by. I would dare say this is one of our better episodes of Disney.
This is our second week. Like last week was a really good one too.
Yeah.
We have fun talking Disney attractions. I mean, it's
always. We also have gotten better on staying on topic.
Oh, yeah, there's that whole topic thing.
And yes, he actually is voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, which is the best part of that.
Doobie, I just shared a model of Spaceship Earth for you. See, kind of nice setting.
Yeah, now that's a geodesic spear because it's a weapon. See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. I saw what you did there.
Has it really been 75 minutes? Can we go home now?
I know.
We are home.
Is there anything else anyone would like to say about the Spaceship Earth before we close out this episode?
Thanks, Phoenicians.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank
you, Phoenicians.
Yep.
Those are some of the best Etsy things.
Can we share? For those of you who really want to see a deep dive into all of Spaceship Earth, Martin's vids, go to it right now. We don't have video of the 1982 version of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, Martin vids.
Yes, he has done an amazing job. He has detailed for definitely the Jeremy Irons and Dame Judi Dench versions, but he just did an update that includes the full audio, which I'd never heard of Vic Perrin's original Spaceship Earth. So it's that is where you need to go after you've enjoyed us digging a little deeper, and then you want to take the deep dive.
Yeah, Martin Vidler, they're all fantastic. But his Spaceship Earth, he's got like Jeremiah was saying, it's got a 3-part series, and then a reimagined re-engineering, I think, of something about the building of it.
Yeah, he also has the original Spaceship Earth. The top that we're talking about, where you rotate, was originally where you would see Tomorrow's Child in the window, and it was a 360, and he went through and recreated some of that. So
very cool.
Awesome.
And Martin Vids, if you search Martin Vids on YouTube, you will come up. He's very popular and very amazing stuff about. Does he only do Disney, or does he do other stuff too?
He's done a few other things, but Disney is definitely his passion. And he's in Great Britain, so he's been working on a Rise of the Resistance that he was saying was going to be out in December. And since he can't go anywhere for the next month or so, he'll probably have that out much sooner.
That's right. Video editing is a little bit easier to fit into the day right now.
So, so I just want to mention once again, if you've stuck with us this long, you really need to make sure you like this stream and subscribe to our channel, because you clearly like us. Are we doing next week?
I was gonna announce it on the tomorrow, like we didn't do last week.
Okay. So thank you.
Yesterday's child. Yes.
Thank you, Sharon. On the go MCO. Any parting words?
Spaceship Earth is awesome.
Good choice this week. Great choice. We need to let you choose more often. Thank you, Jeremiah, Chief Central Florida Correspondent for LaughingPlace.com. Any parting words?
Nope.
All right.
See you tomorrow at Disney Springs.
Yeah,
Jeremiah.
let's give a quick reminder of what's coming up. So if you like our channel, you ring the bell so you get notified when we go live. Here's some of the stuff that's coming up tomorrow, all times are Pacific. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. we've got live from Disney Springs, a walk and talk with myself and Jeremiah,
where they share what's going on currently in the moment. And Jeremiah also usually has an opportunity to drop some Disney history, some of his Disney knowledge on you during the fun too.
Yes.
Speaking of Disney history, Wednesday night at 8:30 my time.
Yep, that's coming up too. Some Disney history from Jeremiah.
Oh, are you debuting that this week? Give yourself a promo.
Yeah. Please.
Disney History 101. I think we promoted this last week, but then we got delayed thanks to my work. Cole and I will be starting this new series that's going to talk about theme parks. I'm sorry, it's not Disney History. Theme Park History 101. We're going to talk about theme parks, mostly focusing on Disney as it goes, but this first episode will be about Cole and his amazing project that chronicles the maps and the history of the North American Disney parks, which if you've not gotten a chance to do that, go look at that on our site. It is amazing. You can get lost for hours. I do have next week, I have a former Imagineer, and then hopefully the following week I have a author of some Disney history books and maybe an Oswald book or two.
Very cool.
I'm lining them up as I can, and then we'll see how it all goes after this first week.
I'm so looking forward to it.
It's going to go well. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of knowledge.
That's truly exciting, Jeremiah. Congratulations, and looking forward to that launch. Tomorrow.
Sorry, I was going to say tomorrow is Mando Monday, so Mike Celestino and I in the afternoon will be discussing all the fun that StarWars.com has unleashed upon us, whether it's behind the scenes or merchandise or whatnot, because we aren't exactly sure what Mando Mondays is going to look like from week to week. And we're also going to talk about Friday's episode, full spoiler, talking about the Easter eggs, talking about things we enjoyed about it, memories that we'll just talk about how much we loved it in this case, because I really did love it. That'll
be tomorrow afternoon Pacific time. Have you guys both seen Mandalorian season 2 episode 1? No spoiler. Don't say a word about it. Just did you like it? Okay, thank you. It was pretty awesome. And let's see.
Mandalorian season 2 episode 1. Soren.
And then at 7:30 Pacific, it's movie club night, and we're gonna be checking out Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's actually queued up for me to watch tonight because I'm gonna be part of the panel. This is my first time joining the movie club for a chit chat about a film, so I'm looking forward to talking about that film. I really have very little memory of it, so I'm looking forward to rewatching it because it's been a long time. I remember being very excited about it and enjoying it at the time, so I'm looking to see how it holds up, how I feel on my rewatch, however many years later it is. So we'll be talking about that at 7:30.
That's exciting. And then Tuesday, Jeremiah will be at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Mike Celestino will be at Downtown Disney doing a park walk and talk. 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, we'll be doing our 51st episode of Disney Trivia Live.
And that's where you can compete with other Disney fans and see how much you know in the world of Disney. We have about 15 trivia questions per contest and about 2 contests every episode. We have them on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights at 7:30.
And we have more live coming up throughout the week. We have Star Wars headlines. We have Marvel time. So much video on Laughing Place. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, we actually have a website too.
Yeah, and all kinds of content going up there. The interactive map history that Jeremiah talked about. We also have other reviews. We just played this new game called Sketchy Time. Oh man, it's sketchy something. It's on the front page right now, but it is really fun. It's this game where you are given a choice between 2 characters. And then you're given a choice between 4 actions that character has taken. And they can be absurd. For example, one of the ones I got was Maleficent flips the world's largest pancake.
Sketchy Tales, Disney edition.
Sketchy Tales.
And then what happens is you after you got your clue, you draw that and you pass it to the person on your left. They look at your picture and then place a card on top of it and write on that card what they think you drew. And then they pass that to the next person. So it's kind of like a game of telephone and Pictionary all blended into one. And by the time it's gone around the table, you never know what story you are going to end up having crafted. Can
I say what I saw?
What? Well, with the Maleficent one?
No,
the Maleficent. No, you cannot.
Okay.
So yeah. So if you check it out, Alex has pictures of the fun we had that night and the way that some of the stories ended up progressing as it went from me to Gideon to Doobie to Ben to Alex. So
it was fun.
It was a really wacky, and we had little ears there. I assume if you didn't, you could really have some ridiculous fun. So
yeah.
So it was a lot. We had a great time. So
my ears aren't that little.
No.
Benji doesn't have little ears. His ears are pretty
fine, y'all.
And Rebecca, speaking of pictures, she also has a review up there right now of the new Polaroid, Mandalorian Polaroid camera, because Polaroids are hip again.
Everything old is new again. Yeah. So all sorts of Disney stuff, A to Z, can be found at laughingplace.com.
Number 2.
Like and subscribe the stream if you want to find out what's happening with the YouTube channel specifically. And
right now we have our front page is our top story is a video of the Jingle Cruise, which had a surprise debut today. Thank you, Jeremiah. So as always, make sure you go to Laughing Place, check it out, subscribe to everything here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't tell you how much fun we have doing this. And it's made all the more fun that we're not just talking to ourselves. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about Park Talk tomorrow, 4 p.m.